But of course, we realise that the experience isn't just about the kind of academic side of things. So things like, kind of accommodation offering, we will still guarantee a place in our halls of residence for all our first years. We have changed these so that we can ensure the safety and social distancing. So, for example, all our twin rooms have become single rooms. We've reintroduced a number of halls of residence in order to allow more bed space to be open, but then less people in one kind of confined area, so kitchens and shared facilities. We're also offering multiple contracts in terms of the fact that we know some students, as I mentioned, may not be able to arrive for the beginning of the autumn term. So some students may wish to actually organise their contract from January, for example. We also know at the moment that the UK government currently is asking that all arrivals from outside the UK and Ireland spend 2 weeks in quarantine. Now, this may not be going ahead by the time we get to October. This is being reviewed. However, we have put in place plans to allow students to quarantine in our halls of residence. So students can arrange to arrive 2 weeks early and for no additional charge, actually quarantine in the halls of residence. We're also doing things like organising a staggered moving date so that we don't have everyone arriving on campus at the same time. So it is, very much being thought of in that sense. In terms of kind of the social experience as well, the Student Union is working incredibly hard to make sure that, students will be able to make friends, will be able to network, will be able to connect with their peers. So our clubs and societies have kept going throughout the last few months, doing lots of kind of virtual meetups and online activities. And there certainly will be, a welcome week with activities and kind of information about all the clubs and societies. So again, things will be a bit different, but we certainly are making sure that, no student will be left kind of isolated or alone, whether they're on campus or whether they're back home studying. So there will be lots of ways of connecting virtually as well. In terms of kind of the support services, all our students will still have their personal tutor system. So these will be kind of online tutorials and kind of sessions with them. All our sort of services such as the careers service, the Enterprise Lab we have been continuing over the last few months online, and they will continue to do so, whether that's one-to-one kind of consultancy sort of meetings, virtual fairs, for example. So there'll be lots of ways that students can still access all these fantastic resources that we have as well. Also, to reassure students in terms of kind of the healthcare provision, as part of the application process for the visa, you will need to pay the NHS surcharge, but this means they have full access to the National Health Service once they arrive. So they'll be able to register with a doctor and will have full access to all the healthcare facilities that they may need and hopefully not need. Also, our counselling, our mental health services are very much sort of mobile in terms of being online as well. So all that support network really is still there. Just kind of mentioning about the visa side of things. So the government have announced that students will be still able to get their visa even if they start their course online. So this won't have an impact on them in terms of eventually arriving into the UK. And all students starting this year will still be eligible for that graduate work entry after they leave as well. So everything that they're doing, even if it's online, will count towards their full degree. So therefore they will be eligible for that graduate work option after they actually finish their degree. So finally, just to wrap up, really, just to leave you with a few words of advice from me, just kind of for everyone to keep updated, keep online, keep checking information. We know the situation is changing constantly, but please do bear with us. We will let you know information as soon as we have it, but do things like check our sort of COVID-19 web pages, where we're constantly updating with the latest information. For anyone who has sons and daughters thinking of studying from 2021 onwards, again, we know things are different, but again, we know everyone is in the same position. Actually, there'll be some advantages to the situation for students looking at future studies in terms of their research side of things. So more and more we'll be offering things like virtual fairs, virtual information sessions. We actually will have a virtual open week in a couple of weeks, which is the first time we've done this. So actually it means that more students can come and connect with us who couldn't maybe come to London for an open day anyway. And finally, just to say, remember, you really are not alone in this. This is such a unique situation in terms of the whole world being affected. So I know students are really concerned about how their grades will be reflected, lower down, kind of, will that sort of have a bearing when they come to take their final grades and then apply to university? How we'll review that. We know this year will have affected everyone. So please do, make sure you don't worry about that side of things, in terms of, we will take that into consideration when we are looking at applications for future studies, for future students, and then again for those coming this year. Again, we know the situation and we will bear that in mind. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you are all well. Thanks a lot.